All right. Welcome everyone to the Sac State Esports stream. Today for our Sacramento State Gold Team game. My name is Anthony Venti Brewer, and today
Welcome
is
everyone to the Sac State
Garrett
Esports
Quinton
stream.
joining me. How you doing today, Garrett? For our Sacramento State Gold
I'm
Team
good,
game.
I'm good. I'm
My
ready
name
to
is Anthony
watch
Venti
some
Brewer.
League of Legends right now.
Good to hear it. Well, what are your thoughts going into today's game? This is our first time coming in with this new Sac State Gold Team roster. I believe we do have 2 subs playing today in the top and jungle role, if I'm not mistaken. But how are you feeling about this roster coming in?
I don't know. I don't know really what to expect, honestly. So I'm excited to see what they bring out. I'm not sure how much the gold team has practiced with each other. But it's looking like just from the ranks and whatnot that this might be an easy Sac State dub. We'll have to wait and see though.
Words of confidence right there. And just to correct myself, it looks like no BM is in fact playing, so it's only a sub in the top lane with Ish subbing in for the day.
Nice.
And
I know no BM is one of the good players on Sac State, so it's good that they have no BM on their roster right now.
Absolutely, yeah. He was definitely showing why he was there during the tryouts. And currently, they are in pro draft. They're going to be finishing up shortly. We're a little late to start due to technical difficulties, but as soon as they hop into the normal champ select, we'll see. It's not going to be quite in the order that they drafted in, but we will be able to see what they picked before the game starts.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the draft actually, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the draft has in store for us, because it's kind of all over the place. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either, and I think it's going to be testament as well to whether or not these teams have practiced together so far. Because with this being the first week of NECC, it should theoretically also be the OA teams' first time playing together as well.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up. I think it's gonna. We'll just have to see how draft unfolds, and I'm expecting that NorCal will not get his Anivia, but sometimes it has been left up in the past, as we've seen in previous games.
That is
But
very true. It's been banned even when he's not playing, though. So
even when he is not there, the team is still scared of him. So we'll have to wait and see, I think.
we'll see. In terms of Western Colorado's lineup here, did a little bit of digging ahead of time. Doesn't seem like they have anyone super inclined in one direction. I know they have someone, their mid laner, I believe, that's Aurelian Soul inclined, but
I did see that as
other than
well.
that, should be pretty
Yes.
even across the board. See a pro draft link here. Let's see if this helps with anything. All right, let me see if I can actually bring us here into the pro draft so that we can get a live view of what they're doing. There we go. You guys get to see all my tabs and whatnot, but we are in pro draft here so we can see what they're picking. Looks like with Western Colorado with the early Yorick pickup, Sac State with the B1 Alistar coming out. Anivia was in fact banned. So there's some interesting picks. What are you thinking so far, Garrett?
I don't know, but I'm liking this Kane hover. Okay, it's gonna be locked in. I know no BM is like a very good Kane player, so I like that pickup. Not sure about this Alistar. Paired alongside the Kane, I feel like an ADC pick might be a little bit better here. But we'll have to see. I'm liking the Kane though.
How do you feel about that Nautilus Alistar matchup? Because they did instantly respond with it.
So the interesting thing about this matchup is Nautilus can interrupt the Alistar. So it's basically down to if Alistar can interrupt the combo. Now if Alistar can get combo off, it can go well, but personally I'm not a fan of the matchup, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I know Alistar is one of Sac State Gold's support. I think that is one of his favorite champions, so probably just comfort.
There is absolute merit to comfort, and it looks like the mid laner for the side of Western Colorado is getting his coveted Aurelian Soul pick in the first rotation here. So
Interesting.
curious to see how Sac State responds.
Not sure what's going on there with Sac State 2 no bans. Feel like one of those could have been a Brilliant Soul potentially.
If I'm
But
not mistaken, those bans did go through. They typed it in chat. I am not positive what they are.
it looks like
But
Lysandra and Jace were those
Sandra and
two, I
Jace.
think.
Interesting.
I think they should have banned Aurelion Sol, but you know what I'm thinking here? I'm thinking NorCal said he does not care about Aurelion Sol, and they just left it up. I am almost certain that is what happened. So,
I think you may be correct.
questionable, but we'll just have to see. I like Zeri out of the way. Very annoying champ. It looks like Sac State's taken over those ADC bans because that is one of the pools that is still left up. Looks
Yeah,
like
and
Western
I expect to
Colorado.
see. I expect to see maybe a. Oh, looks like
Oh,
they're taking the mid lane pick first. I was gonna
yeah,
say, I think I would drop might be picking, but nope. They want to give ADC full counter pick here. A little different than what most teams do,
interesting. Yeah.
but we do see the Syndra come. Now, I do like the Caitlyn pick. As the resident ADC player in the call here, Caitlyn is quite nice against the likes of Yorick and these short range split pushers, but Trundle and Aurelion Soul can be very pesky with the pillar and then the Aurelion Soul outrange. So we'll see how Drop ends up playing it. Maybe in his hands it'll be a very good thing.
Interesting. So they did go with the Trundle pick. Looking like an Aphelios hover here. These bot lane matchups are pretty weird. I'm not sure about the Caitlyn Alistar combo together. That doesn't sound too good. I think I would favor Western Colorado's bot lane here, personally. I think it's just a better matchup in general for them. The Syndra into the Aurelion Soul, I'm not sure how that works, but that does. I think that is pretty bad for Aurelion Soul just because he can get cancelled out of his W really easily with the QE. And then the Yorick versus Scion matchup, I think, is also favoring Yorick. So overall, I would say Western Colorado actually won this draft. But then again, we'll just have to see how things actually end up because not sure if draft is gonna matter too much.
Yeah, things are not always as they seem. Off the back of what you said, yeah, Caitlyn's power usually comes from poking and prodding at the tower, getting poking lane. With Alistar, kind of becomes hard to do that, especially against Nautilus Aphelios, which has pretty good 2v2 once they hit level 2, 3, and beyond. Looks like they have gone into Champion Select now. We'll be switching stream over once they get into loading screen. But, yeah, we'll be curious. I expect to see Kayn red form.
Yeah, he could also get blue form first here just because mid and bot I think are like the most susceptible to ganks, and those would obviously be giving him the blue stacks because they're ranged.
Fair point.
I also think that red is pretty good here just versus Nautilus and Trundle. I like red more, but no BM is the Kayn player, so I think I'll respect whatever form he goes.
Hey man, that's what they said about all the LPL ADCs, and then they started buying IE seconds, so we'll see. No shade towards VM, he's certainly a better jungler than I am, so.
Yep. Interesting though. They did ban out NorCal quite a bit here with the Anivia Vigar Yone bans, so he's on Syndra. I know it's something that he's been playing a little bit more recently, but
Yeah.
obviously they took out I think his 3 most prominent champions, I would say. Then again, I think Syndra is favored in this matchup, like I said before. So I think NorCal is in a pretty good spot to take over this game, just from his matchup alone.
Yeah, I think so, and in terms of the bans, Western Colorado might be thinking they're walking into Dark Souls when they looked at the rank difference.
Yep.
So it could be a little bit of an intimidation factor.
I respect it. Alright.
Alright, opening up Champ Select here. Again, apologies for the scuff stream. This is my first time actually using OBS. Hopefully after game 1 it'll be a little bit better. And we are going to be having a 3-minute delay before they start. All right. All right, well, 3 minutes till showtime. Chat, if you have any thoughts about who's going to win and at what time, now is the time to say it for bragging rights afterwards. See who ends up getting the closest. I personally think it's going to be a little bit chaotic, but I'm going to say Sac State Gold Team in 28.
Ooh, 28. I think I'll go for a nice little 24
24-minute game for Sac State Gold.
for Sac State.
Sac State. Now, do you think these lanes are going to play out according to draft?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I am gonna have to agree with you and say that I feel like this is gonna be a little bit chaotic, as these games usually are. I think it's gonna be really a lot about the jungle though, personally, because No BM No Life can run this game over on Kane. I feel like just because of what the champion can do.
Absolutely.
So if he can get those early kills, those early stacks, like if he gets early form this game, I feel like No BM No Life could definitely take over this game. And that's I think what I want to look out for is this jungle matchup.
There it is. And we've got a lot of CSUS wins in the chat here. We have 24-56 from Oni, 27 for Sac State from Llama, 35-37 from the Speedwagon himself. And everyone's looking pretty confident. You know, I don't know the demographic of people watching. You know, maybe it's all Sac State boys, but
Yeah,
we will
I
see.
think. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll come back after, see who got the closest guess.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this top matchup. I'd say out of all the players on Sac State, the one I know the least about is Ish, just because he isn't one of the starting five. I haven't researched him too much. He's in the Scion
Yeah,
York matchup, which I think if York hits Sunder or First can start to become very scary very, very quickly.
yeah. York can like it's really good because York can actually cancel the Scion ulti pretty easily with his E, the the blockage, like the terrain that he creates. So,
Yes, that's true.
and I also think Yorick is just a better split pusher and side laner. So it'll be interesting to see how Sac State actually responds to the side lane pressure out of this Yorick because it can be very annoying. And if Yorick gets far ahead enough, then he can actually just win the game through split. I'm
Okay.
not sure how the Scion can match him, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And maybe that is one of the win cons for Colorado.
Yeah, it might be. You know, it becomes a scary thing. The Caitlyn and the Syndra are two picks that can deal with the York due to the range difference, but man, if York's drawing out 3 members of Sac State towards him, that opens up a lot of opportunities for the rest of the map.
Mhm.
But who knows? Maybe none of it matters. Maybe one of the junglers or one of the mid laners ends up just getting 5 kills and running all over.
Potentially.
We are currently in the loading screen. Hopefully, spectator isn't still destroyed. For those of you that don't know, spectator mode was down for a couple days on the client. All right, load not. And you know, the outcome of this game will heavily affect the question I'm about to ask. But do you think drafts are going to change for these two teams as the series progresses? You know, whether they're changing sides or they start to realize stuff about these picks.
I'm gonna say yes, but then again, it really yeah. I think yes, depending on how this game goes. Um, Like, we'll see if this Aurelion Soul Pick like pops off. I'm not sure if Zag Say will want to leave it up again. I mean, again with the Alistar or the Yorick. I mean, any of these picks that pop off this game, it could always, be something that's the losing team wants to get rid of.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that, especially for a niche pick like that people usually don't know how to play against. Can be quite intimidating. And as the game has started now, as the 3-minute delay has gone off, the entire map is black and I can't see anything. Garrett, are you aware if you can spectate custom games if you're not in the lobby? Because I do not believe you can.
I do not know.
Okay, I am going to put us on a current pause while we get this sorted out. Might still be a bug with the spectator issues that the client was having, and we will be back shortly.
We on a fat delay.
All right. We should be good to go. Sorry about the delay, everyone.
30 seconds until minions
Ah.
spawn.
I don't know how to do this, friends. We're off. Looks like we have Sac State expecting a little bit of a cheese here. As Red Side has a party under the mid lane tower.
Minions have spawned.
Sac State looking for a bot side start here. Going to be pathing up towards the Scion York matchup, but that might just be due to the jungle matchup wanting to match the Trundle. But we will see. I am very surprised that neither No BM nor Emin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, my apologies, that neither of them are pathing towards bot lane.
Yeah, both starting on the bot side here. Interesting. I think no BM probably should have went down here. I think it's fine for Trundle to be pathing up towards the York, probably wanting to get him ahead.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I think No BM's easiest gank is definitely in the bot lane.
Yeah, has a good setup here.
Yeah, they do not have a way to stop for the collective from engaging, other than Nautilus, but Nautilus gets CC'd in the process.
Oh, looks like we're going for a 2v2. Nice
Looks like
little engage right there.
Yeah, getting a little bit of chip damage in the early game. Going to be very useful after looking for these level 2, level 3 skirmishes.
Looks like Trundle might be looking for a bot gank here.
Trundle runs down, catches for the collective with the pillar. Bull to the north isn't quite able to make the Q connect, as Colorado gets poked on the way out. Trundle putting a little bit of pressure in the bot lane here, but not enough to scare off the Sun.
Nice little try there. Trundle showing on the bot side is going to allow No BM No Life to go into this top side here. Looks like he might be going for that red steal. Trundle going to look for a gank here though in mid.
He is going for the gank. Looks like he is able to just walk away without any interaction as bot lane for the collective takes an engage, forces out the flash from Bolt to the north and the heal from Frozen H2O. Top lane taking a very aggressive trade. Ish going down low. Action on all sides of the map. Sun comes out onto the Trundle Ignite. Immin flashes. No BM goes for the last auto so he can drop to NorCal's Ignite. First blood coming out for the side of Sac State Gold.
Wow, so much happening around the map there. Yeah, like I said, Trundle just showing everywhere on the map allows No BM to just sneak into this red side, and then NorCal, nice follow up there with the Ignite. Good flash follow from No BM, and they get first blood.
Absolutely. I think No BM and NorCal both just did exactly what they need to do in that situation.
Yep.
NorCal coming out of it with a blue buff and a kill.
I think he should have spotted him there on the Q. Oh, he takes it.
No.
It's an absolute tragedy for No BM No Life. He's going to be chasing him here, though.
Looks like NorCal's going to be engaging onto the Aurelion Soul. The E comes out a little bit wide, but it might be enough to burn a flash if No BM can get in range. Isn't quite able to. Aurelion Soul goes low, but they have Yorick on the flank here. Isn't quite able to make it in. A little bit scared of the double damage here. Cheeky play from a whole lot of Hook, taking the Scuttle Crab there, but NorCal has had enough of his foolery.
Got that blue
Chases him
buff.
down into the top lane, looking to burn a flash or get a kill here. Ooh, NorCal with the flash Q auto. Whole lot of Hook is not able to respond in time and is forces to burn his flash and his life.
Wow, so much action happening here. I think whole lot of Hook just stayed into that top side trying to look for nothing, but he just needs to go back to his lane and catch this wave. I think he's just wasting a lot of time just sitting around there doing nothing, and NorCal punishes it.
Absolutely, and I love to see just this early synergy between NorCal and No BM here early in the season, because it looks like they're playing with each other very, very well near this Raptor pit.
Yep, they're moving together. I mean, for No BM to invade that top side, he needs NorCal to be looking at him and see if they're gonna come and fight. And NorCal just responds immediately. They fight and they get a 2-0 lead.
That's it. These are two champs you don't want early kills on.
No, you do not want early
Big
kills
kill
on these
pressure.
champs.
Good dodge out here from NorCal. Not letting the Aurelion Soul take the engage, and you know, I think this chaos is something we can expect to see for the 2 or 3 games that we're going to be watching today.
Yep, I agree. OBM is going to be really ahead now, though. I mean, he got that top side. Scuttle did get taken away from him, but you know, this season Scuttles are not really worth that much. You know, they were taken down a lot. It's not really something to cry about. And NoBM gets a three quadrant clear. So he's going to be looking really good on this Kane early game.
Yeah, and, you know, with all this fighting too, onto the Aurelion Soul and the Trundle, he's going to get form early, but Bolt to the north gets a hook onto For the Collective, tries to use the Aurelion Soul as a manner of escape. Drops still left unscathed, as For the Collective does everything he needs to survive. Damage gonna be coming out here onto the Aurelion Soul and onto the Caitlyn, but I'll call that a Sac State success. Evading the gank, not having to burn any of their 4 sums that they have up.
Yep, really good from For the Collective there, utilizing the Alistar W into the Q. He's got that phase rush, so he can get out really easily. So pretty good by him. And that was a roam from. Oh, Narcon gonna be looking on Aurelion Soul.
Looking onto the Aurelion Soul here, the R almost one-tapping him. Aurelion Soul going
He's
down
just
to
dead.
a Syndra Q and R. That's why you don't want that champion to have kills early. It's where the Collective and Drop are looking to push Colorado's bot lane out of the river here. Taking an engage onto Bolt to the north, blocking the Q, so he has no manner of escape.
Flash.
That is going to be a kill coming out onto the Nautilus. And still no
Nice.
sums burned from the side of Sac State.
Sac State is just running over this early game, quite frankly. Look at NorCal and NoBM again, just sitting in the jungle. They're just taking every camp that Trundle owns and just walking in together and literally playing so well. They're gonna be going for the spot dive now.
Going for the dive with no BM, no life, and NorCal here For the Collective taking up the first couple shots. Now it's going to be down onto Drop, only taking 2 hits, but going to be able to get the kill onto Frozen H2O here. He's going to be losing 2 waves and plates in the process. And, you know,
Jeez.
you were asking if this team's practiced together, but NorCal and no BM together moving like this does not seem like players that have not played together before.
Oh, they are just absolutely dominating right now, and that's so well played. I mean, Frozen H2O is gonna be losing so much XP here. That feels so bad for Aphelios. Like he's actually just so sad right now. And they've just gotten kills all over the bot and top side in this early game. It's really well played from Sac State. Pick up the dragon on the back end of it too. Really nice.
Absolutely, and Ish here doing what he can to survive in the top lane. You know, this is what he needs to do. His team is doing really well. He knows I mean, apparently his team has incredible synergy already. As long as this Yorick doesn't get ahead, Colorado's kind of losing their win cons in the bottom half of the map here.
Yep, and we were talking about the Syndra pick for NorCal. He's 4-0 on this. He's picked up almost every kill, and he's gonna be such an accelerated Syndra in this game. It's gonna be really hard to deal with, I think.
Yeah, man, the front line's going to be torn to shreds before they can get items. As the QE Scout of the Week comes out a little bit wide. Syndra R does connect with the Aurelion Soul though and forces him off the wave. Going to be a little bit too low to approach again unless he gets greedy.
He's getting pretty low in this top side here. He's gonna want to back soon, or I think he could just die. He does have no BM in the jungle behind him though to keep him safe.
That he does, and that's a 2v2 that they could definitely, or my apologies, a 2v1 that would be very easy for them to win with no BM's lead.
No BM just maybe looking to take this Herald or invade again. Looks like he's gonna start up that Herald. That's really big to accelerate their early pressure. And NorCal is just in his face. Look how much pressure NorCal is just exerting right now. He's just pushing in his entire wave. The Aurelion Soul can't move. Has to call his jungler over to even just make sure he can get the CS.
And he's still getting poked out.
He's still getting poked out.
Yeah, Colorado absolutely getting suffocated.
They just have no pressure anywhere, quite frankly. All 3 lanes pushed in. They just cannot move right now. Sac State is controlling the entire map.
Yeah, completely Sac State dominated. We even see some plates coming out here, even despite the Alistar pick with the Caitlyn.
Yep, and look at no BM and NorCal in this top side again, just moving together. It's just a story that never ends, does it? Look at them.
Absolutely
Just
menacing.
sitting up there.
You know, Trundle, generally low resource, you know, likes to look for these ganks, these skirmishes, but man, his resources are all being taken away. He's going to be stuck at low level.
Yep.
No top half of the map for him, just ever.
OBM gonna just take all of his top side and recall right here. Kind of wondering what the gold lead's looking like right now if we could pull it up.
Absolutely,
Just
we can.
between the junglers. It's a nice little 1k gold lead for jungle, and it's
2K mid lane.
2k for mid.
Ooh.
That is insane.
We almost have 1K for the 80 carries as well.
Yep.
Only
So
side
this mid
here.
jungle from Zac State is just absolutely dominating right now. Taking over every objective in the map. They got the first Herald, they got the first Dragon, they're getting all these plates. They've taken Trundle's camps I don't know how many times.
I mean, I think
And they're-
he's full cleared the red side top twice, and it's only
Yeah.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate, with no retaliation onto the bottom half. Only gold lead right now is in the top lane.
Colorado is they're not out of it yet, though.
Not quite, but Aurelion Sol going to be caught onto a potential gank bot lane. No BM with a flash W onto him, but they're going to have to turn back on Bolt to the north as he's trying to interrupt their engage with the Q. Nautilus going to be going down for the life of his Aurelion Sol. Still going into the pocket of drop as NorCal catches out the Trundle here as well, who wants to join the action. Scatter the Weak comes out, catches the Trundle, forces him back. If he can land another Q, he will go down, flashes over the wall, forces the flash into the Trundle. But Aphelios is going to be left alone for the Trundle flash, who is not able to get the last hit onto NorCal. NorCal survives with a very aggressive play into the face of Colorado. Sac State coming out with another set of kills here.
Wow, that was really close. Felios almost picking up a trade kill there on NorCal, which would have been good because NorCal has that bounty. They're gonna pick up first tower here as well, and that was just really well played for the collective on this Alistar. He really just got the pick on that Nautilus. Nautilus kind of going too far, I think, hooking him there, but we got to fight in the top side really quick.
Yeah, he's just stuck inside of the wall. Isn't quite able to get out in time. Hit minions a couple times, but more than half of his health bar going to be going down. And you know, if there's a lane they have kill pressure on right now, it's top lane. But he's doing a good job holding out here. Has not actually lost any plates to the Yorick yet, which is fantastic for the side of Sac State.
Yeah, and I think the Sun is just fulfilling what they exactly wanted it to do, just sit in this top lane and farm, and they're going to take over the entire other side of the map, and they've done that. I mean, it's a 6k gold lead right here at 12 minutes, 13 minutes coming up, but NorCal's looking at this top side.
Saving the Scout of the Week. Sun going to be stuck inside of the little box there as we were talking about.
Flash,
but the Syndra E will hit. Man,
wow.
Yorick loses his flash, and again, no sums from the side of Sac State used there. Just pure death. Aurelion Sol getting very aggressive here, dodging out of everything.
I mean,
Not
you would
anymore.
think with this Aurelion Sol pick, Colorado would be the ones roaming mid, but NorCal's been
but
everywhere.
Aurelion Sol with the very aggressive flash on NorCal here is able to hit him, takes out both. Very well played from the Aurelion Sol. Getting the flash and getting that that shutdown gold there onto NorCal and the kill on the Scion. As for the collective takes down the Trundle in revenge.
Wow, extremely well played.
But the action continues as no BM going for the 1v2 bot lane. He can take this with red form. He does a ton of damage. Ults into the frozen H2O. Takes him down. This looks like it's going to be a double as Nautilus has no flash. And man, it is rough. Colorado takes a step forward and then Sac State takes two.
It's a 2v1 on the top and bot side of the map as Sac State takes a mid turret as well, so they're going to come out on top here. And it's just action everywhere like we anticipated. It's a chaotic map right now, and Sac State's going to take up all these early objectives. They're going to be sacking dragons as well. It's looking really dire for Colorado at this moment.
It does, and you know the difference in gold has changed a little bit here as well. Mid still with its 1k gold lead, 80 carry now with 2.3, and top lane has actually evened out. So you know jungle still having its 2.3 as well. Yep. There are no sides now of Colorado that are ahead of their lane opponents. For the collective is looking for the Trundle here, going to be knocking him back towards NorCal. Is able to hit the Scatter of the Week. Ultimate comes out as Trundle is taken down. 3v3 here with the Aphelios walking up. Caitlyn hasn't quite made it yet. I have an inkling that Sac State is going to look to continue the action, as Aphelios is going to be knocked up by 3 different abilities. Colorado taking the fight again, looking for Sac State, looking to get something out of it, but instead, Bolt to the north is going to lose his life to no BM, no life.
What is going on in this game? Wow, Sac State just finding kills literally everywhere. I mean, they just walk in and they just kill them. I mean, it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, and they're walking in and they're killing him again for the collective coming, getting the knock up. Scion ult does go wide onto the Aurelion Sol, who is able to knock no BM into the tower here, but is able to survive with the Kayn ult.
I mean,
Fight looking like it's on the tail end here. Ish does get stunned out, does have to flash over the wall to survive. Trundle with blood in his eyes just runs straight at the Sac State. Isn't able to quite catch anything. Frozen H2O being flanked on by Drop and NorCal. The long range from Sac State. Ah, everyone just dies.
I mean, Sac State is typing tier 2s right now, just fighting and just winning. I mean, they might even be able to end this game before 20 minutes, I think, at this point. They just take this. They might not want to get these inhibs just yet because they don't think they can end right now, and they don't want to give Colorado that free minion XP from the supers. But they will probably take these turrets and just get out for now, but just kills all over the map for Sac State. York still in this top side, though, getting a little bit back.
That's it for the collective, trying to slow down a whole lot of hooks. Split push here. Don't know how effective it's going to be with no one else being here.
I think a lot of hooks might be able to kill him here. Oh, well played.
For the collective, able to survive, and I think Sac State grabbing the Herald, holding onto it, and then grabbing the Baron and getting a double push with that. I don't think Colorado has the firepower to respond. The 9k gold lead at 16 minutes.
Yeah. And it's really all off the back of this mid-jungle duo, I think. They really just took over this game from the start. Really just going into that top side, into the blue side, into the red side, into the bot, into the top. I mean, they were just everywhere on the map, just winning every lane, I think. So, really well played from Sac State this game.
Yeah, I agree completely. There was, you know, about 8 kills ago, there wasn't much that Colorado could do. For the collective, looking for yet another fight here, but Sac State is currently outnumbered with who is there. It's just dropping for the collective. This is a chance for Colorado to come back. They're completely surrounded. As for the collective, does get a 3-man knock up to stall, and Caitlyn flashes out. They survive for now. For the collective goes down. Sound Aphelios skirmishing bot lane as well, as Sac State loses 2 members here, only for the Aphelios. A lot of money into the side of Sac State's pockets, but no BM is just looking for a victory march while they're doing that.
No BM is just in the mid lane right now. He's taking the inhib. He's like, what are you guys doing? He's taking that inhib. Yeah, and I think that's all he's going to get. This might get the crash.
Oh, aggressive Q here from no BM, looking for even more action. 3 members. I don't know if he can take this with the Ignite. Flashes towards the Aurelion Soul, isn't able to catch him. Goes into the Nautilus for the heal, but does go down to the end with the Trundle flash going over the wall.
No BM limit testing a bit in a 1v5 situation.
Yeah, they you know, figure their little head can have a little bit of fun. A little bit of sloppy play coming out here from Sac State that did just lose them about, I think, 1,500 of their gold advantage.
Yeah, not sure how I like taking that inhib right there either. It doesn't really. I mean, Baron's not even up for a couple minutes here, and Colorado's just gonna be able to farm those mid supers for free pretty much. The Dragon is coming up soon, so I'm thinking Sac State is gonna want to pick that up. They don't have the Herald available to them anymore because they used it for that mid push, so they did get a crash on a Nexus turret though, so that's pretty good for them. But yep, Sac State's still very much in the driving seat here, just looking to close this game out, I think.
Absolutely, they get to pick what they want to fight here. You know, only reason Colorado's able to come back there is Sac State's bot lane getting picked off 2v4. As hopefully it doesn't happen again here. As for the collectives in deep, Colorado anticipating his movement, pinging it out, waiting for him.
He's got no
Also
flash.
stuck here in the bot. Syndra and Caitlyn on the outside. If for the collective can survive long enough, he knocks the Aphelios over the wall towards NorCal. Bolt to the north going to be going down to the Scout of the Week and the Syndra ultimate as he flashes out of the fight. Drop with the aggressive Gale Force into the Aurelion Soul isn't able going to be... Oh my words, is not going to be enough. Frozen H2O flashes forward to finish off the mid laner for Sac State. So Aphelios runs for his life on the bottom half here from the 2 tanks, to which he does no damage to. Man, this looked like a bad fight for Sac State from the start, but it ends up going even, and it looks like they'll be able to take a Dragon off the back of it.
Wow, extremely chaotic fight right there. I mean, Aphelios did pick up a couple shutdowns though, so that's pretty good for the side of Colorado. But overall, I think these tanks for Sac State are just kind of unkillable right now, and they just take over the fight. They're gonna pick up this Dragon, and like you said, for the collective is just running into their jungle, no flash, no vision. He does not care, and he lives.
He did, yeah. He may have sacrificed his carries, but
At least he lives, and Still a pretty hefty gold lead here. Sac State on Soul Point, and they might be able to just start up this Baron soon to close this one out. But we'll see what they do. It looks like they're heading towards the bot side right now. They might want to pick up that
With a
inhibitor.
collective, yeah, making the same play for the third time, but this time his team has the numbers advantage. Whole lot of hook. Gonna be caught with his pants down as the entire team of Sac State collapses onto him. No BM, no life. Could be catching up with the Kane form here. But it looks like Sac State's just going to be going for the bottom mid hit.
Yeah, we'll see if
Ooh,
Colorado can defend.
Likely not, but we will see as the fight starts. Bolt to the north going to be caught out. Going to be going down as the rest of the team retreats, recognizing that they are down men in this fight. But Sac State could just win off of this.
Yeah, I think they just might. I mean, Ish is just so tanky on this Scion. He just walks at all of them. They're doing no damage to him, but they're going in.
Oh, but no BM runs it into the tower. Takes a face full of damage and starts tanking as the Aurelian Soul decides, you know, if you int, I'll walk onto the trap and die. Aphelios going to be going low as well. Good CC from Sac State here. Finish up the game, and there's not much left Colorado can do.
Wow. And just like that, Sac State's going to take it in just under 22 minutes here. I mean, it was just a complete stomp from start to finish. A little bit of trolling in the middle there, but
short game.
Pretty clean from Sac State Gold.
Yeah, you were pretty close on that one, Garrett. 24 minutes, 2 minutes off. A lot closer than I was. Shouldn't have underestimated them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it was a chaotic game, but really well played from Sac State as a whole, actually. But mostly off of this mid jungle, I think, is the reason they won this game. And he's just doing what he needed to do in the top lane on that Scion. He played really well. But overall, Sac State just coming out with a complete stomp.
Yeah, man. We were talking about the lane matchups not mattering, but they sure didn't. Sac State,
didn't.
with the confidence not to ban the Aurelian Soul, I think they'll be going into game 2 with that same confidence.
Yeah, but I think it's really all about E-Man on this Trundle. Just he's not respecting what No BM No Life can do when he shows up on that bot side and doesn't get anything. You know, he went for that early level 2, level 3 gank, I think, and got nothing, and then went mid, got nothing, and No BM and NorCal just capitalized on it and really just took over the entire game from that moment. So I think E-Man's going to have to make some different decisions in this next game if they want to win.
Absolutely. You know, seeing the Trundle having to match No BM, you know, it's a bit of a tall order with how No BM's been playing, but if they let him have the same control of the map next game, I agree, there is not going to be much that they can do. Well, with the conclusion of Game 1, we'll be going to a short break as both the teams take 5 and get ready for their next draft. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly and catch you all soon. All right. We're going to be back into it here as the teams are going to be using Pro Draft once again. See the Anivia Vagar Pike bands coming out from Western Colorado as they swap sides. The Lysandra and York bands coming out. I guess Sac State was not a fan of the York, as it was the one win con that Western Colorado did have that game with the York split push. Apologies for
They were
that.
not a fan of that Yorick.
They were not. You know, and I think that's a respectable ban from the side of Sac State Gold as well, because if you figure with how Game 1 looked in the bottom half, I wouldn't expect it to be too drastically different Game 2. Maybe a little bit more subdued, but I expect it to still be Sac State favored. And if Sac State recognizes this, knowing that top lane is the main place that, you know, they can draw an advantage with the split pushing, then I see no reason for them to leave it up with the Nautilus blind pick coming out.
These supports just being blind picked. It's really questionable, I think. I mean, I guess it's just a comfort pick again, like we said. The Nautilus a great engage tool, and they just want to pick it up early.
That's it. I mean, it is a good pick, you know. Has a few notable counters, but Nobi, I'm going to be looking for that Kayn again.
Really surprised that they left this Kayn up again. I mean, it's Nobium's best champion. Took over the game last time on it, and they just let him get it again.
Yeah, and you know, if you're thinking about stuff to counter out the Kayn early, it is the Trundle, and if the Trundle didn't work, then it can be a little bit scary to play against it again, but the Samira Slam coming out from Sac State. Now,
wow,
I'm not one to judge. I did it last week. But early Samira Slam into a team can be very scary as stuff like the Gragas comes out that absolutely counters the Samira. And Gragas could be used as a flex tool here as well.
Yeah. Interesting. No, they just pick it. Second like that.
Yeah, they're going to take the Samira Galio would be an interesting one to see. I wonder, is that NorCal or is that for the collective?
I mean, I think it is a flex. I will say that Samira Galio is pretty good together.
Sure.
The taunts can work well with Samira wanting to just go in off the taunts. He also has that knock up with his E. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. Quoting on you.
Interesting.
Quoting you on that.
You said about the Gragas. It is a very hard counter to Samira. She goes in. He can cast her. He has a lot of CC for her. He's very tanky. They can run over this lane, but I'm interested to see what ADC Western Colorado picks because there's quite a few that can survive Samira very easily, and they're still up, like the Ezreal, like some of these safer ADC picks that
Yeah.
they could just pick bot lane and be good and then play for that top side with this Mordekaiser pick. We'll have to see what Sac State responds with in this top lane.
Yeah, I would love to see it. And, this Gragas could, with the Gragas flex, it is a little bit of a confusing draft for the side of Sac State. Syndra gets banned. But, yeah, man, if you're Western Colorado and you just draft a safe AD carry here, you can almost let Sac State, for lack of a better term, just kill themselves on the engage. Jumping into Gragas and Mordekaiser is not easy
And
to do.
Nautilus,
And Nautilus,
even.
yeah.
I mean, Samira gets very hard countered by easy CC, and Western Colorado has a lot of that right now.
Yes,
So
they do. Fiora coming out for Ish. I like to see it. That can beat out the Mordekaiser, and if the Fiora gets ahead, that split push is going to be hard to contest.
yeah, I like it. I like it from Sac State. It's a very good pick.
I do too. And the Lee Sin coming out, don't like that one. But
Jinx Lee Sin is going to be the pickup here for Western Colorado. So it's looking like this is going to be. I mean, we will have to wait and see until we get in game, but I think it's going to be that Gragas mid lane, Mordekaiser top lane with the Lee Sin jungle. I could be wrong though.
sounds accurate to me.
Not sure how I'm liking this Gragas mid pick. I think NorCal could just pick something here that absolutely destroys it. LeBlanc gonna be picked in.
I didn't even know he played
Wow.
LeBlanc.
I didn't know, but he's picking it here, and
Well, I guess
looking...
sorry to interrupt you here. Maybe he doesn't play LeBlanc. Maybe
he's just practicing it. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm not sure how LeBlanc is gonna do here into these CC champions that Western Colorado has, but I mean, we saw the mid jungle 2v2, and LeBlanc Kane is pretty good here for the side of Sac State, so I think they can excel on it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think there's better champions if you're drafting LeBlanc than Kane. Just usually having a little bit of CC to follow up the LeBlanc is nice, but it can be made work. They have a very big range of engage with the LeBlanc W and the Kaney.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Sac State decides to pull the trigger in these mid-game fights, because it'll be quite difficult. And one more thing to mention is last game, Jinx made it through the entire game without being banned or picked.
Yep, very interesting. I mean, I'm very confused by the Sac State early Samira pick. I mean, there's just a bunch of ADCs that could do the same thing and not get punished, really. But I think we have to think about comfort in these games, and people just like to play what they know how to play, and they can do really well at it. And so I think Samira just might be a comfort pick here for Sac State.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that and relate to that. Man, yeah, if the Samira does get ahead, there's merit to it. The champion's follow-up is like no other ADC in terms of melee follow-up. But if this Samira doesn't get ahead early, I have an inkling that he's going to hate his life.
Your commands tire me.
It's your funeral.
I can agree. I mean, just to talk a little bit about the bot 2v2, I think me and you can talk a little bit about this. I've played this matchup as far as in the support matchup. The thing, this is how you play this. Nautilus wants to hook in, and you can, as Galio, hold your taunt, wait for that Nautilus to hook in, and then you taunt. You basically play counter engage as Galio. You don't want to, it's hard to engage as Galio. He's a very good counter engager, and it's really good versus Nautilus. Now the thing is, Samira wants to go in, so she needs some form of engage, right? And Galio doesn't really provide that. So it will be a lot more about this counter engage from this Galio and then the turn with Samira, I think. you can speak a little bit more on the matchup if you want, but that's
Yeah,
kind of how I see it.
I mean, I would, on the note of that, I would love to see Kane go for a little bit more of a defensive option this game, just so they have something that can get in for them. As it
Yeah.
stands, once we hit these mid-game fights, Fiora's not an engage, Samira's not an engage. LeBlanc is good pick potential off a flank, but isn't necessarily an engage. Could get a Galio R. Galio can't do it by himself, so that just kind of leaves it up to no BM. Unless it's another game of these chaotic fights, then it doesn't matter. Might
Yeah.
just be the case
Sac
anyways. But
State. Sac State is they are kind of lacking that engage, but I think the pick potential is pretty good here with LeBlanc and Kane.
it's
They
quite
can
insane.
kind of, I mean, we were talking about no BM and NorCal moving around the map together as Syndra Kane. I think LeBlanc can do that even better. Just a
Much agreed.
much more mobile, kind of assassin type mage. I think it works really well with the playstyle they were going for. So
Yeah,
we'll have to watch out for that again this time around.
I could
But
see that.
yeah, interesting that they just picked Gragas mid. I mean, they weren't willing to go back with that Aurelion Soul pick, even though it was up.
Yeah, they saw how it went game one with just how much the mid and jungle is moving and said no more. Gragas is one that will be able to evade ganks a little bit easier, I think, just because he does have the movement tool and the casket. And in hindsight now, when I'm thinking about the Samira, in team fights, it is going to be extremely hard to play. But there is going to be some useful Ws this game, as the Nautilus hook is blocked out, the casket's blocked out. If used properly, Mordekaiser, Lee Sin engage is stopped. So it does have its uses. Again, I would have liked to see maybe something that isn't Samira blind pick, but
Yeah. The Samira has potential to block a lot of stuff here, but then again, if Lee Sin finds the right angle, or if Nautilus gets that ulti off and she's in a place where people can follow up, I mean, it could be very detrimental. I think Samira is a very risky pick here, so we will have to see how Drop performs on it. Performed pretty well on the Caitlyn last game, though.
yeah, did what he needed to do, and if the game goes in the same direction as last time, it'll be no problem. Just these are champs, I'd say almost even more so than last game. If they get 1 or 2 kills early, they will just push the objective
Yep.
just forever.
Colorado needs to calm down with these plays and think about what Sac State can punish them on, because last game it just got out of control really, and they need to not let that happen, because Colorado actually has a pretty decent late game with this Jinx and the front line that she has. It can be sometimes difficult for even though they have Kane and LeBlanc on Sac State's side to get into this backline, just because of the sheer front line that they have. I mean, Nautilus, Mordekaiser, Lee Sin, Gragas is insane, with Jinx just kind of sitting in the back. And if Jinx is untouched, then she can pop off this game.
Yeah, agreed. And just add on to that, they do have good team fight later with the Jinx scaling, but they are put on a timer with the Fiora split push. If my top lane knowledge serves me correct, once those champions have a couple of items, Fiora should be winning that with the parry.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that Colorado needs to look out for. I mean, it's just this top lane split push from Ish on this Fiora. It's a very good matchup for Fiora, so if she can get ahead early and snowball, it's going to be really dire for Colorado. It's going to be hard to answer her on this side. And I think it's a really good pick from Sac State, because it forces Colorado to be worried about that. Always like, oh, we got to do something, or later on, Fiora's just going to split and nobody can match her.
Yeah, it'll be scary. And for chat here, if you have ideas about how long this game is going to go, now's the time to put it. Sac State or Colorado in the amount of time. Get your bragging rights afterwards if you're correct. For myself, man, after last game, I'm going to go Sac State again. I'm going to say like 23. I'm going to go Sac State Golden
Ooh.
23. What are you thinking?
I was going to say the exact same, actually. 23 for Sac State Gold. I mean, they put it off last game. It was a very fast game, and I think they can do it again.
Yeah, I see it. And 20 seconds till we get started here. Might be a little bit of a delay again, just because the issues with League just going completely black upon start, but we'll see which way it goes. Looks like we have a Sac State in 23 in chat as well. Somebody agreeing with us here.
Let's go.
Yeah, would be quite a shock if Colorado just busted this game open early.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. We saw signs of life from them in that last game, little bits where they, got ahead in those team fights, and they really just, I mean, they were pretty far behind still, in terms of gold and towers and stuff, but they have potential to win some of these fights, and I don't think it's just all out Sac State.
Yeah, agreed. There's comeback potential here. There's with the side of CC or the side of CC, the amount of CC that Western Colorado has here, I could definitely see a world where one little Sac State mistake just ends up blowing the game open.
Yep.
All right. Looks like the game is starting up here. Not going to be having the same issues as last time, so it will only be a 3-minute delay. It's looking like Western Colorado here going to be looking for a cheese onto bot. This is one that we're all too familiar with. Oh no.
Yeah, this is gonna be Sac State going into Western Colorado's bot side.
Apologies, I got that backwards. Sac State with the invade.
Oh, chain misses from NorCal. Looks like Frozen HO is just gonna walk out of here, and they're all gonna be spotted. I would like to see Colorado go into this red side from Sac State and kind of see if they can get some vision down or something. I mean, we saw all 5 of them guys. Doesn't look like any vision's gonna come out though. It's gonna be a nice little
Party at Raptors.
party at the Raptor camp here for Colorado, and that can be scary.
This happened
That can be
the same thing
scary.
last game, yeah. If you notice, in game 1, at the Raptor pit on red side, there was 3 of them standing there at level 1.
Interesting.
So maybe
Looks like NorCal got a red on those Raptors if we can pan to it really quickly and just check that out. It's a really good ward here by NorCal just to see if enemy jungle will be there. A few red pings coming out. I think they will know that that Colorado is going to be starting on this blue. So they will know where enemy jungle is pathing, which is very valuable information for their laners.
Yeah, and there's I think 2 really good things about this ward actually. One, just keeping track of the jungler, and 2, Raptors is the easiest camp for Kane to invade.
Yeah.
Kane can take that in like 3 seconds. So if they know it's up, Kane can easily just double run over the walls in the river, and then boom, it's gone.
Yep, really good from NorCal there to get that ward. It gives him some safety in the mid lane as well, and gives them the information that they need.
That's it. Ish looking aggressive in this top lane. Knows he has the advantage. Presses it on early. Looks like the side of Colorado is going to be hitting level 2 first, pushing Sexy off the wave. As Ish looks even more aggressive, does get hit by the Q, unfortunately. Shield comes out for Hole out of Hook. Ish is going low, but he does have the healing. Can he turn this? One more auto. Good W parry from Ish. Is able to get the first blood. And the sub showing up in game 2.
Really just well played there from Ish, getting those vital procs to get that healing back. And Whole Lotta Hook tried to get that flash down to maybe reposition his Q, but Ish on the Q timing there just got it right before he flashed, and well played. It's first blood for Sac State.
Absolutely, had me on the edge of my seat. And that is a very, very scary thing. This Fiora already puts you on a timer. And if Fiora gets an early advantage, it's even scarier, but NorCal's getting caught out here. Lee Sin gets the flank from behind him. Q comes out onto the wrong one, goes onto the clone, but NorCal is taken down in the end to the Ignite. Flash down for NorCal, Ignite down for the Gragas in the mid lane.
Good gank there from E-Man, using the Lee Sin E to reveal NorCal and his clone. Gets the Ignite down from Gragas and just gets that kill real easy.
That's it,
Sac State is going to have some bot pro here. They're going to be walking up into that river.
As a 2v3 is coming out here, Colorado takes an unfortunate fight as Lee Sin isn't quite in range yet. Bolt to the north going to be caught here. Does go down, drop flashes in for Bolt to the north after he flashes after him. Lee Sin likely not going to take the counter engage here as another kill comes out for Sac State.
Really weird from Bolt to the north there. I'm not sure why he's hooking in. They know it's a 2v3. They go for it anyway, and Bolt to the north just trades the kill for no reason.
Yeah, looks like there might have been a little bit of support jungle miscommunication here. As no BM goes into E-Man. No BM is a level up, but this is Lee Sin we're talking about. His early game 1v1 is quite strong.
Does have that red buff also. Looks like it's just gonna be nothing.
Comes down
Saxay gonna push into that bot side here. I know Lee Sin is on Krugs, and Sac State bot lane just gonna take that reset. They got that gold onto Smear. It must have a nice back right now. And again, Sac State winning out on top and bot, but this mid
Ooh,
gank working out for Colorado.
that it did. Good parry there from Ish, and yeah, that is a advantage they can press. Low econ LeBlanc is not really a champion, and if they're able to get NorCal behind here, it could open up a window. But that is an if. Whole lot of Hook is AFK.
What a hook just standing there.
Oh, no, he's back. Maybe a bit of a ping spike there, or I don't know.
Potentially a little bit of lag coming out. Looks like Gragas
Looks like,
gonna be
ooh.
trying to go for a 2v1.
Gragas is going to be looking to take out No BM No Life here. As he is, the damage from LeBlanc is going to be mitigated. And Gragas gets out for free on that kill going on to No BM No Life. And it looks like Western Colorado recouped really well after that last game. As Eman is going to be getting the slow onto NorCal here, looking for a kill. But NorCal wants one back as well. Good jump over the wall here, taking down Lee Sin. Looks like
Well
Gragas
played
is
from
done with the fight.
NorCal. He's gonna want to push in this mid wave, but Ish is here. Gragas getting a little bit greedy
Uh-oh.
for this wave. He might be punished for it.
And if Gragas runs upwards, that's not where he can go. Kane is coming. The Gragas flash has already been blown. That's going to be another kill going out towards NorCal. Going to be getting 4 Darksteel stacks here. Confident enough to make that early
that's very
purchase.
bad.
Yeah, and NorCal is back in terms of gold now.
Yeah, it was well played from Gragas there, but I think they're getting a little bit overzealous, just going for plays that they don't need to, where they just got outplayed really. NorCal playing that really well, and it's going to be the first Dragon going to Sac State here as well on the back end of all these little fights happening in the early game, and they're going to be ahead again.
They sure are. First straight coming down for the side of Sac State Gold here, and we're seeing a almost 700 gold lead in the top lane for Sac State. Jungle mid about even. Bot lane going to be having a 500 gold lead. Or, excuse me, 650 counting the sports. So, Sac State's early game is still looking good. You know, you don't need to have as crazy of an advantage as last game to make the game work.
Yep. Definitely an advantage, not as big as last game, so Colorado's still in it. We'll see how this goes. I think, let's see, what did NorCal pick up on this back here?
NorCal picks up a lost chapter.
A lost chapter, and those 4 Darksteel stacks, pretty good
Yep,
on
this
this
is
LeBlanc.
NorCal hitting level 6 now too is his time to shine, where LeBlanc has one of her biggest power spikes in the game. Gragas is going to be
Gragas
caught
got
here
out.
by the double chain.
He's just
No BM taking the immediate engage, and NorCal going to be able to pick up a 3rd kill. He's stuck here in the Death Realm, is able to get the marks, but is he going to be able to survive long enough? Misses the last one, flashes for it, is able to get the heal. Is he going to survive? No, he does
Wow.
not. The Mordekaiser AoE takes him down. For the Collective is going to be jumping in. Will he lose his life in the process? I'm not sure. He's being ditched here. Frozen H2O running out for his life. But Bolt to the north, stuck in between Drop and No BM, is going to be taken down. And no casualties for the side of Sac State as Nautilus goes down, but they might look for a re-engage here onto the dive. No BM, No Life tanks first. Is able to get the kill. No BM resets the tower aggro. Very well played with his ultimate. And
So
man,
executed.
another kill for Sac State off of that play.
Yep, so Sac State, again, fights happening all around the map. They take that fight in the top side, but I'm not even going to get to speak because NorCal's here again.
There he is. He gets the chain, and ooh, Mordekaiser tries to flash out of it, but he still gets hit by it. Flash for nothing in the end. E-Man with the kick, or should I say punch with the skin as NorCal chases him down, is looking for another kill. So much damage coming out of the LeBlanc. Good flash from NorCal, getting away from the Gragas body slam, and is able to distort away. NorCal just running circles around these guys. Taking out half of Western Colorado's team here without losing his life.
And he just gets away scot-free. I mean, this is the power of that LeBlanc pick, just able to roam around the map and just really play with the enemy here. But like I said, fights happening all around the map. Sac State winning those fights in the bot side, but also that solo kill coming out from Whole Lotta Hook onto the Fiora. Extremely close there, just barely got him there with the last hit with the passive running as well. And looks like they're gonna be a little bit of a swap here, as NorCal was already in that top side, wanted to pick up that CS, so they just rotate, pick up these waves as the fight's happening in the mid lane and
That's
top.
exactly it.
And
Grags
bot.
missed the casket a little bit, but for the collective is going to be going in, getting the CC onto Bolt to the north. Drop flashes in so that he can get the ultimate off on the Samira.
Got a
He's going
reset.
to be dashing in, losing his life to the tower into frozen H2O. Showtime
Wow.
into his pocket as frozen H2O just gets slapped by the bird, taken down.
A nice ulti by H2O to get that execute onto the Samira there, but then he just walks up too far, and for the collective, just ease in and autos him, gets that trade
That's it.
kill, so it's gonna be a 2-for-1 down there in the bot side. As
Yeah.
Lee Sin is down here as well, and just fights happening literally everywhere. Again, we're saying this is gonna be a chaotic series, and it's definitely delivered.
There's another little trade here in mid lane. Yeah, off the back of what you said, every time that we start talking or there's a fight, okay, there's another fight. Just looks like it's going to be a little bit of a trade here, each coming out on top with a little bit of healing. But as I was saying, every time a fight starts, another one breaks out and the camera redirects. It's quite funny seeing Drop get blood in his eyes in that last fight and just flash for the Jinx, as she just ends up doing the same into for the collective.
He got that reset, and he wanted to go for it, but it was a nice shutdown as Arcal's here.
Ooh, a whole lot of hook is going to be able to get Ish. Going to be stealing his stats if he takes him down, which he looks like he will.
Should
Ish
be able to
tries
get
heal
out.
at the end. NorCal needs to run away. The entire team is here. Lee Sin uses his flash W to try to get in range of NorCal. Gragas going to do the same, but Gragas is going to go down. 2 Nobium no life here with the good counter engage. Going to be running for his life. Whole lot of hook does have a lot of damage as Mordekaiser in the stage. NorCal looking for the CC is going to distort out away from Eman, able to save Nobium's life with that chain. As he should be able to get out with Kaney.
And it's just looking like a lot of miscommunication here from the side of Colorado. I mean, some of them are going out, Gragas is flashing in, and Mordekaiser's leaving. I mean, they're just not on the same page right now, and these scrappy fights are happening again.
Much agreed, as Eamon's trying to catch out for the collective here. For the collective, doing more damage than the Lee Sin, to be honest.
He
A
misses.
whole lot of hook going to come down to try to save him, but no BM is going to be taking him down with the Galio ult. And kill in the pocket of NorCal, and another one in the pocket of BM. And looking at these gold charts now. Oof.
I mean, it's just fight after fight after fight. I mean, they're just fighting whenever they see someone on their screen, guys. Let's just farm for a little bit. I mean, Sac State just coming on top of all these fights like they should, because their comp just excels at these scrappy fights like this.
Yeah, they sure do. Game going exactly how Sac State wants it. Yeah. The mid gold difference isn't actually as big as I thought. I guess due to the shutdown gold into Krax's pockets. But we have 600 gold up mid, 400 gold up bot lane. We have almost 1,000 gold difference in the support, and then we have 1,600 in the jungle. No BM here, looking for an engage. Is able to get the knock up onto Frozen H2O. Does still have the Kane ult for survivability. Drop going to be blocking out the Jinx ult as no BM gets caught out here, but is able to get the Kane ult through. Samir ult is able to take down ult to the north and E-Man here.
Arcal showed up too.
The whole entire side of Sac State's here. Frozen H2O going to get caught as Drop is still in there. Drop could solo kill the Gragas unless he runs back to tower, but that is where the rest of Sac State is. Second Samir ult coming out of the fight. Thank God for the
Very
buffs.
well executed by the side of Sac State there, just making sure they swap those tower aggros, and they're just picking up all the kills on every side of the map right now, and it's going to be a fight in the top side, I think.
That's it, and Ish is going to be taking the win on this one, it looks like. Whole lot of hook is able to get him into the rel, but the Fiora ult comes through. Good parry onto the CC. Kill for Sac State's top laner.
Very well timed parry there by Ish on that Fiora. And now Lee Sin's going to come and try to punish this bot 2v2.
That he is. Good knock up onto E-Man here. Bolt to the north is going to be missing a CC as Drop sees blood in his eyes once again. Goes for the kill here. Jumping on a Frozen H2O does so much damage. And man, Sac State Gold's bot lane said, don't forget about us. It's not just the mid and the jungle. Gonna take a 2v3 there and kill the bot lane and the jungle from the side of Western Colorado.
They're just not respecting the damage that comes out of Drop. They don't do enough damage to take him down. He gets the reset, and he picks up all 3 kills. Well side by the Sac State's bot lane.
Yeah, and now it's looking like last game.
It's looking like last game, Anthony. 6-22, Sac State up almost 10k gold. I mean, at 13 minutes. It's just random fights happening, and Sac State just winning out on all of them. They've got the Dragons, they've got the Herald, they got all the objectives, and it's really just everyone on Sac State has NorCal just one-shots Frozen H2O. He just gets
Oh.
one-tapped. That's a QW right there.
That's a good metaphor for the series right there, or
Yeah.
analogy, whatever you want to call it. I'm not an English major. Gragas going to be looking for the cask there to combo NorCal. NorCal does jump in, gets in range of
Actually
Gragas'
win
E,
this.
and he takes him
Nice.
down with the AP Gragas build.
NorCal just not respecting his opponent at all. Just goes in 200 HP and just dies on the electrocute proc there. Nice. Well played from Gragas. Gets that 700 gold shutdown.
Those that burn the brightest burn out the fastest. Takes down the Jinx and then loses his life to the Gragas. No BM going in 1v2 here, almost voluntarily, is going to get the ult for the health as he waits for drop to come in. But here we have the Samira engage with the Galio. We were wondering who the Galio was going to be ulting, but it looks like drop will just take the engage for them, as they're going to be looking for this mid tower here.
And it's just been a chaotic game from start to finish. We've said it again and again, but these fights are just happening everywhere, every second of the... They're not even farming at this point, ladies and gentlemen. They are just fighting. And Sac State's going to be taking up this top tier one and this mid tier one, it looks like. They're going to be taking all these outers. And they just have full control of the map right now as Frozen H2O sneaks that red buff before he can get out, but NorCal might be looking for him.
NorCal is looking for him, and he's going to get one shot again. It feels horrible to be playing AD carry here against a Fed LeBlanc, as he's just going to set up camp in their jungle. Man,
Does not look fun.
1 and 6 on the
Red
Jinx
transfer complete.
I don't even know if it's worth giving Jinx the reds at this point, but who else do you give it to?
Not sure. Sac State's going to be looking for this mid tier 2.
Or the Collective going to be looking for the dive off the back of the tower going down here, but Bolt of the North is going to be taking it right away, getting one shot by dropping NorCal. Drop going to be sent back into the team here. Gragas Casket is dodged out through the Mordekaiser ult. 1v1 with Drop and Hole out of Hook. Who's going to win? The lifesteal coming out from Drop. Is he going to be able to survive long enough? No, he is not. Hole out of Hook coming out successful, but is able to be taken down. No BM, no life, getting caught by the Jinxie.
Gotta reset.
Frozen H2O finally being able to get another kill, not being one-shot by NorCal, and this is a successful fight from Western Colorado.
Yeah, it was looking pretty dire there. Nautilus with that glacial, he does not have aftershock. He's not very tanky. He just ults for the Collective, and then he just gets one shot. Oh, NorCal's going back in though.
Another 1v1.
Every time I try to talk, the NorCal just one-shots somebody else. It just happens again and again. But
oh man,
Sac State just pushing up in that mid tier 2, and a decent fight from Colorado there. A couple kills on the Jinx, so not bad for them. But NorCal again coming back with that assassination at the end of the fight there.
That's it, and that's just going to keep happening. My apologies for asking if he's played the champion.
We didn't know if NorCal was going to deliver on this pick, but
haven't seen it in his match history, but hey,
he's been using it well, and well played from the side of Sac State. Really, I mean, a couple oversteps here and there. They're doing a little bit of limit testing, but it's been a pretty hard stomp again, and they're going to be hitting this Herald as.
Oh man.
I literally can't talk. He just QWs and he just kills someone, guys. I don't know what to do.
That's NorCal with another one shot. Wouldn't expect anything less from a Nasus player.
And it's just so scary to walk out of your base at this point. As if you're Colorado, they just walk out, and if NorCal's behind one of these walls, they're just gonna get one shot.
Yeah, I mean, I want to analyze this game and talk about how they can get back, but
looking pretty difficult, and then Sac State's just gonna walk up this mid with this Herald that no BM no life has, and probably just take this mid turret. It would be beneficial if they synced up this top wave with this mid wave, because they could, the side of Colorado could just force on the mid without having to worry about anything top.
okay.
Looks like they will not drop the Herald just yet. They're gonna wait for that top to push out. Nice little poke from NorCal there.
Absolutely. Pushing that in. They're going to be pushing it 2 lanes at once here, and you know, I don't think they can send just one person for each. As No BM taking the engage here. Drop going to start getting his stacks as No BM is in the death realm with the Mordekaiser. Lee Sin is going to be going down, it looks here, as he jumps over the wall, is able to get taken down. Inferno trigger does come out. Man, Gragas looked for the one shot here onto NorCal, isn't quite able to get it, as the entire side of WCU is going to be going down. Triple kill coming out for Drop. Well played by Sac State.
Nice engage from No BM No life, and everyone following up. I think they're just gonna be able to end the game here with the Herald. Jinx cannot hold this.
No, they cannot. Rift Herald, and you know, we've seen Frozen H2O get a one shot a bunch of times here. Might happen
They are
again,
quite
but
low though.
man, it's not even NorCal this time, it's just Drop.
Up in NorCal, just going in, one-shotting both people from Colorado's side, and they're just gonna win in
GG.
19.
I mean, I guess I should have gone lower. Sac State. It's a very, very convincing win once again. It's a very encouraging to see this level of synergy between their mid jungle and then their bot lane this early into the season.
Just a nice duo from Sac State, and they end the second game in less than the first one. Just a really huge stomp coming out. I mean, NorCal, Giraffe, Nobium, No Life, even Ish on this sub top laner coming in on the Fiora played very well, and for the collective dropping on these Galliolities with the defensive, and it just looked really well from Sac State. Honestly, both games it was just quite good for Sac State. I mean, I don't think we were expecting them to play this coordinated, but they did.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it. I mean, I was not expecting them just come out like gangbusters here. Obviously, there is a big rank gap between mid and jungle, right? There is no denying it. But I do just love seeing the proactiveness on these two, and just understanding their lead and just pushing it. You know, in game one, that is just something you absolutely love to see from a competitive team. Just double invading the jungle over and over.
Yep, I like it. I mean, it was really good from Nobium No Life to just take over. I mean, he literally took over the game. He saw that Trundle was on bot side and just took it over. He called NorCal over. They're just talking together, and they take over the game. And NorCal's just styling on him. He's literally just styling on him, and it
That's
was
it.
fun to watch.
Absolutely. Well, with the conclusion of Game 2 here, the victor of the series is going to be Sac State Gold. We're going to go on a short break here, looking possibly to get an interview. So stick around, and we'll be back soon.